with artiste Vita. I'm going to let she tell you about her company, because it's too exciting.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, and bear with me. It's those seasonal time of year. Has anybody else got the sniffles? Yeah, I say, great. This is a great way to start off the morning. First and foremost, 1 million cups and what they've done is incredible. I'll start my pitch here so we can start the time. It's Veterans Day, and I want to recognize any veterans in the crowd. How many of you guys are veterans or have veterans in your families? Thank you so much for being here. Okay, well, I'll start off. New technologies, we're going to roll with the punches here. So, our government is downsizing the armed forces to pre-World War II levels. According to the Department of Labor statistics, 1 in 12 of our nation's heroes are unable to find jobs to transition into civilian life. They need additional life skills. I know this firsthand. My name is Meegan Mackay, and I'm a military spouse and mom here from Altus Air Force Base. My husband has 16 years in the military, and he has been forced into early separation. That is the reason I have founded AVA, Artes Pro Vita Academy. AVA's mission is to build a multimedia support community dedicated to helping people of all ages develop life skills to transition through life. Whether you're transitioning careers, graduating from college, becoming a parent, or looking to retire, life skills are needed to survive. AVA is the solution. Through customized interactive workshops, webinars, responsive online modules, and train-the-trainer certifications, life skills are available 24/7 based on our methodology of the life learning process. Look and listen, imagine, focus, and empower. Within the AVA library, there are currently 4 divisions of curriculum: character development, personal finance, professional development, health and well-being. According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, video is where students spend time. By 2017, 93% of all internet traffic will be via video. Each AVA module will be 4 2.5-minute videos covering the life learning process. We will use adaptive learning and responsive multisensory exercises in an APA formatted style, with the hopes and dreams of being an accredited certified curriculum. AVA's chalkboard, or blog, allows us to converse with our students and those who participate. It also allows us to better assess our needs and guide our future development and programs. Through our testimonials shared online, via social media, like and share, incredible success stories are being communicated. These 2 incredible women both suffered from military rape. I have many, many incredible testimonials of men and women who have served, who have suffered from PTSD, and thanks to their life skills curriculum and workshops, are changing their lives. The latest Department of Labor unemployment report shows the average unemployment rate among veterans currently is 7.7%. 900,000 veterans today. Families are being affected. Veterans, their spouses, and their children need our help. AVA currently is focused on this target market, specifically veterans ages 34 to 65. AVA is currently in phase 2 growth, focusing to scale the team and fulfill our students' needs. As revenues increase, we will expand to multiple other market segments to include corporate and public segments. We are currently registered as an LLC with an S-Corp option in the state of Oklahoma. AVA believes, however, that life skills should be available for all. 10% of all of our revenues currently go into our 501c3 status organization, which is the AVA Foundation, and we believe that life skills will be provided K through 12 for free. I personally have invested $8,500 of my own funds to put into AVA as a revenue-generating business. In the past 17 months, we've tested and delivered over 750 hours of customized live workshops. Revenues are currently at $68,000, forecasted to grow 9% monthly. The goal is to hit $200,000 in 2 years and 1.2 million in 5. We are at a critical point. We currently are seeking $75,000 from multiple investing options. Our student base is growing, and it is time to scale the team. We wish to reach all those who wish to succeed and receive these skills to survive. These funds will be used to scale and grow the business, as well as expand our video and online capabilities. We are expanding our workshops, continuing to build our curriculum, as well as design train-the-trainer certifications. The team currently consists of 2 military veterans, my husband and Nick from the Army. This is our ABA mascot, my daughter, Carly. 3 military spouses, myself, Kate, my web designer, and Holly, our photographer. We also have an ABA advisory board of 12 members in 7 states who have guided me along this path, serial entrepreneurs, curriculum coordinators, and so on. And 3 academic interns that I'm currently working with at Cameron University and their multimedia program to roll out our modules online. Whether you're active duty or civilian, parent or retiree, everyone needs skills to survive. With $75,000, ABA will be in the palm of your hand. I'd like to share with you a brief video of some of the workshops that we've hosted. Yeah, well,
Just hit spacebar.
I'm sorry, the space bar?
Yeah.
There we go. Got volume up? All right, thank you for your time. Not as enthusiastic as I had hoped this morning. I apologize for some of the...
All right, let's do that one more time. Come on. Yeah.
My bad.
All right, we're going to open it up to questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and we'll bring a microphone to you.
I apologize, my energy level is a little lower than usual this morning.
Because we don't have coffee.
I know!
Coffee is on the way.
Oh, yeah, we believe, yeah.
So by the time we're finished with these questions, hopefully we'll be here. First question right here.
Just Artist Pro Vita, but explain your name of the company.
Yes, Artes Pro Vita is Latin. Translating Latin, skills for life. I did miss that, I apologize.
That's okay.
No, it's supposed to come in the first sentence, yes. So it's kind of the whole philosophy of the word does education come from. And when we came up with the concept, well, life skills. Well, what are life skills? And it's something that I've been thinking about pretty much my whole life. How many of you got out of high school and said, why didn't I learn that? You're in your 20s and you're looking around you and you're saying, oh, I know everything. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to survive. You're spreading your wings and all of a sudden you got 6 credit cards. You either got a marriage or a divorce. You've got relationship problems. You're trying to find a job. You're trying to balance a budget. You're trying to buy a car, get a house, get out of debt, pay for college, all this kind of stuff that school teaches you. No, it's called the school of hard knocks. And then all of a sudden you get into your 30s and you're looking around you and saying, okay, I figured this out. I get it. I've made some mistakes. I'm going to adjust. But why doesn't everybody else get that? Isn't this common sense? And then all of a sudden, you're in your 40s, with me, and say, holy cow, I'm a mom. These skills are taught. I never learned them. We can actually share this and help each other from making these huge mistakes. Now, success and failure is crucial, and we got to learn from mistakes sometimes. But at the same time, do you really got to go into debt and file bankruptcy? You know? Do you really got to lose your house or relationships? I mean, all these wonderful issues that life hands you. So what I started realizing when I became a mom at the age of 40 is these are skills that can be taught. And as I shared briefly, I apologize for the lackluster this morning, but the dream is that skills should be core and STEM related in every curriculum throughout the United States. That's the dream. I've worked in the corporate sector for 10 years, the financial sector, I was sharing with Katie earlier. Right out of college, my dream was to go work Intel for Uncle Sam. I had 6 languages in my background, and I said, I'm going to go do Clan Ops and work for Uncle Sam and travel around the world. But during the 90s, what was going on? 20 years ago, it's a full cycle. The government was downsizing, just like it is now. There were no jobs. My husband's in that boat right now. He's transitioning out of the military into the corporate sector and has no clue. He doesn't know what to wear. He doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't know the language. It's English, but it's DOD versus corporate. And all of a sudden, these are skills that he never was given and never learned. I started teaching down in Altus, which was the seedling for this, and testing my hypothesis with what's called the Transition Assistance Program. The Transition Assistance Program is a VOW 2011 Work Act mandatory 3-day workshop that all military members before leaving the military are required to attend to help them transition. Why? Because veterans that are homeless and unemployed, the statistics are outrageous. The problem is they've implemented this since 2011 and it's failed miserably. And I don't like that. So I went in as a facilitator, did a little recon, and said, why is it failing? It's a 300-page workbook with 3 days of slides. That's why. What we're doing is taking that content, not copying, complementing, and making it multi-sensory. So when you come into one of our workshops, has anybody heard of Khan Academy? Okay, Khan Academy. He's the one that gave me this idea. Cover of Time magazine. I just had my baby. We're out in New Jersey at the Wire Air Force Base, and I'm like, he's got it. What he's doing is reversing the classroom. We all sit in classrooms, just like we're doing right now, listening to somebody, blah, blah, blah. What we do is for 1 hour in a module, for 15 minutes, we listen to the talk or the presentation. Gather the facts. What is the topic? Why is it important? And how does it affect me? The next 35 minutes, we move the chairs and we actually do it. And I pair you up, and I pair you up. And then we move in groups in different teams. If you're going to write a resume, we actually write a resume. In TAP, they tell them how to write a resume and then leave. In my workshops, you actually do it. You're going to go through 3 drafts, and I get my little red pen out. We're going to talk about what you need to put on there. You also dress for success, right? I didn't always dress like this. I'm a redneck from Montana. I have my cowboy boots, and I didn't care how I looked. But, does it matter? Yes. Perception is reality. So in my workshops, all of these kind of workshops, it's multi-sensory, interactive. We tell you what to dress, and where, and why. Now, if you're in Hawaii, you don't wear a suit. But in DC, you bet you do. Look around you, situation awareness. And what's great is that the 3rd day when they come to my workshops, these military veterans, they're dressed. And not only are they dressed for success, but they gotta get up and they gotta give a 60-second pitch to sell me who they are. And it's that confidence builder. People say, can you teach confidence? I'm finding out you can. You just gotta believe in people. And you gotta share that. So that's our mission. I'm babbling. Any questions? Yes?
Okay, so is this online based, or are you going and putting on training at different facilities?
Excellent question. The mission is to have an online support community. The goal is online. In order for us to get reach and be known, it started with my test bed, which was Altus Air Force Base and Fort Sill down in Lawton. So I started doing customized workshops, first for free, but now we're charging $500 an hour for 25 attendees. People are wanting me to come in for 4-hour sections. They're loving it. It's gone over to the corporate sector because so many people need soft skills. It's not the objective, but it's created the outreach and the revenues. We are currently transitioning to the platform we wish to be on. With Cameron University, I have 3 academic interns in their multimedia program and all of their incredible resources and tools. And we're developing our online modules, which those of you who know Zach Bob Crowdfunding Genius in Oklahoma City, we've partnered up, and in February we're going to roll out a whole crowdfunding campaign with all our online modules. Once the online modules start to go, they're going to be part of the customized workshops combination that we're going to implement into what's called train the trainer certifications that we can share with government, corporate, education, step by step. That's the goal.
Right, question here in the back.
It looks like you've got a huge undertaking ahead of you. How do you monetize this process? I understand that you've got a nonprofit 501c3, but who funds that 501c3? Is it your students? Is it businesses, government agencies? How does it get done?
Yeah, good question, because that doesn't come off always so clear. I am an LLC S Corp option. And I formed it that way because I've had 10 years in the financial sector and my heart's in nonprofits. Nonprofits struggle. I just left the Sarkees convention down in Norman for the last 2 days. And it's a bunch of folks who want to do good and change the world. But after working 10 years in the financial sector and 10 years for government, I realized in order to do that, you gotta have money. So the LLC was created to create revenues. Those revenues right now are coming from government contracts as well as corporate sector. Right now, we've got contracts forecasted for $28,000 in the next 3 months. That's the revenue on the LLC side. 10% of all my revenues quarterly go into my 501c3, which is the foundation. That foundation is getting its footing with those funding as well as donors and grants we're currently applying for. The two are separate books, separate businesses, but the goal is the 501c3 to provide K through 12 education for free. While the corporate side, I hope in 5 to 10 years, to either partner with the Khan Academies, actually he's at .org, but there are affiliates, and partners, Edutopia, those kinds of folks, at Surge and so on, and sell. And hopefully be part of ABA Foundation for the rest of my life. Does that help clarify that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we're doing it. Those revenues are generating the base for the foundation. Social entrepreneurship.
I have a question. You mentioned that you'd like to become accredited. Can you speak a little about that path?
Yes, I believe this is knowledge, it's a curriculum. And it's not something that I do in a one-day workshop. As we're taking in, you just saw a taste of the programs that we're developing. We do a whole hour module on attitude. Attitude is everything, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep at night. People's like, okay, so how can you teach me to adjust my attitude? Well, we do. The dream, as I shared earlier, is that home economics. How many of you guys took home economics when you were in high school, right? Remember that? Home economics never evolved. But were there skills there that you were using probably still today? The basics of how to cook, the basics of ironing clothes, basic things that we do at home every single day. They're actually skills. They dissolved. The program never evolved. I believe in bringing that back. I've got 2 incredible former home economic teachers who are in their 80s who have given me all their textbooks. I said, let's help you do this. This is like, we want to bring this back to the current level where it's men, women, old, young, everyone learns this. So back to the accreditation, the point is, I believe in my heart, core, STEM, and skills for life should be mandatory in every public school. And that's the goal, is to get accredited. Everything we do now is APA formatted, which is the standard right now for accreditation, as far as evidence-based. All of our research, before we even design a module, I have 2 interns that go out and dig it all up. I said, I want information from the 1800s, the 1900s. I want to look through every decade. Who are the authors? Who are the original writers on these topics? Who is renowned for these subjects? What is happening today? And what we do is compile all of that into a 1-hour module that is simply an introduction to the best of the best. On the website, as you go into the module, you'll see the videos that we're creating, which are a synopsis of all that information for each topic. We then have the multi-sensory exercises via PDF that you can access, download, and use as a group. And then last but not least, the skill resource library, APA formatted, that'll connect you to all the links that we used to provide that information. Nothing's new. But there's no central database. When you Google life skills, everything under the sun comes up. From a company in Alaska who teaches people how to hunt and fish, literally Life Skills is the company's name in Alaska, to different kinds of skills that people think are important. Well, the truth is, all those skills are skills needed in life, depending upon you and your interests. We hope to be the central location that brings all those skill sets in, gives you a description of what it is, why it's important, how to use that skill, how to gain that skill, and more importantly, guide you to the teams and people who are experts in that field.
Do you have any additional questions?
Like we should do a workshop.
I actually have another question. You said you have testimonials. Can you talk about some of the stories of people who you've helped the most, where they started and where they are now?
Absolutely great. In fact, there's great beauty in me being here today. When Intuna called me and said, Meegan, I'd love you to come up, we were looking at the schedule. I said, well, Wednesday the 11th would work great, but it's Veterans Day. Are you going to be hosting? He said, oh, I didn't know. I'll get to it. So when he said Veterans Day, I said, I would really love to. And what it is this started out as a test bed in Altus, Oklahoma, a year and a half ago, to the education sectors, the military, teams, and segments. We've got a whole list of workshops. It's all online, VR blogs of what we've done. The one that has changed my life most is this military, and it's created our mainstream of revenues. Not only because it's near and dear to my heart, I can share with you when I went to work for government and corporate sector, in the government sector, I was a contractor and then a civilian, and I married at active duty. I am very passionate about this country, and I think like many of you are, and to know what they've been through. When individuals would come into my workshops, which is a 8-hour day workshop, at 5 different bases that I facilitated in 2 different states, Texas and Oklahoma, over the last 9 months, they come in like shells, in their military uniforms like this. And I was assessing them as they walked in, taking pictures that they weren't aware of. And I said, as I watched them come in, it was a program. It was like a program. They didn't have sparkle in their eyes. One of the skills that I've been blessed with is I love human beings and I love looking and exploring spirits. I'm a certified interrogator with the Department of Defense. I was trained, and gratefully so, to be able to look inside. I'm very passionate about that because everyone has an incredible spirit somewhere. The question is how deep is it buried? So, to the point, people would come into the classroom with these shells, and especially women, you could feel the tenseness. The PTSD you can pick up, or at least I can pick up within the first couple minutes. People are anxious, moving, and they're like, uh-oh, are they on their medications? It's a time bomb waiting to happen. There's not enough counseling, there's not enough time, there's not enough money to help them get through some of the trauma that they've been through. So, they come into my workshops, and I feel them out. Within about an hour, I know where my tough ones are going to be. And my dream and my objective in that 3 days is to tap into them and let them see how incredible they are. And through these skill sets that they gain confidence and believe in themselves and start to share their stories, some of them let it all out, cry, in a very safe, trusted environment. All of a sudden you can see the seed begin to blossom. And the sun starts to shine. And by the 3rd day, they're smiling. Those 2 girls up there, Jennifer and Carrie, very dear friends now. Jennifer, 24 years in the U.S. Air Force, was medically discharged and retired, can have both because of the time that she's put in. But she was a victim of military rape at her prior assignment. She's a military mom and diagnosed PTSD. When she came into my workshop, she said, you know what? I'm going to get retirement. It's all good. I've got my bills paid for. I just need to get a GS-7, which is about a mid-level government job, just to keep me ahead and cover my extra benefits and so on. I'll be fine. After a day, I looked at her resume, and I said, girlfriend, you are so more qualified than that, and deserve so much better. And she said, you're kidding. She said, well, I have an interview next week. And I said, what, for a GS-7? She said, yes. And I said, you deserve a 12. And she said, you're kidding. And it's a scale, for those of you that don't know, 1 through 15. She just got a GS-12 at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma City. And then Carrie, another wonderful story, sad, but true. Same thing. PTSD, was in Afghanistan, suffered all kinds of trauma, came back, and then was raped in the military. Divorced her husband, almost lost her children, had to go on medications, lost her rank, was medically discharged because she couldn't control it, and then she couldn't get help. Same thing. She came into my workshop. I knew within a couple of minutes that she had some issues that we needed help with. We spent the extra time. She now is out of the military and smiling, and if you go on my website, you can see her smiling face. This morning when I got up, she posted her in her uniform today online for Veterans Day. She's there, she's got a job, she's happy, and she's out of the military, but still believes in the mission. So the stories go on. Those are just 2 of my big shining moments. but they're coming back. And I encourage people to communicate because it's about those stories that gives me not only the passion for what I do, but also the data that says this stuff is really working. So we do surveys constantly for all our, to share their success stories, to prove that this is actually valid and it can actually make a difference, hopefully, in everybody's lives, no matter what stage you are. Any other questions?
All right, I'm going to ask our final question. What can the 1 Million Cups community do for you today?
Thank you so much for asking. First and foremost, thanks for coming. Being a listening ear is crucial, and the questions help me think about what I need to do. Constructive criticism, I am always open to. This is something that is brand new. I'm a new entrepreneur. I've never walked this path before. So if you know of resources that can enhance me and the team and the concept, whether it's partnerships in HR, or social media, or outreach as far as doing actual workshops, I'd love to help, I'd love to chat. Last but not least, we're at a critical stage for funding. I funded this out of my own savings, the $8,500 that I put into it. Our revenues are growing, and we're above board, we're in the green. But before year end, for those of you that are passionate about possibly bringing this into the school system and are looking to make contributions, we do have our 501c3 status, and for different levels of contributions, we can do in-kind workshops. Bring it to you and your teams. So we're looking for funding. If you know those that would like to contribute, please contact me. Thank you so much.